Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Up Close and Personal with Angela on behalf of Aspiring Authors Magazine. I want to thank you guys that have been supporting this movement because we're definitely trying to get you guys to realize who's amongst you. Um, we have so many talented people that sit right in our midst and we don't utilize them. So I'm taking this opportunity, I'm taking my platform for the rest of the year to bring awareness to some amazing brown people that sit right amongst you. We're gifted in different areas, and I want to allow you the opportunity to meet some of these amazing individuals. For those that do not know who I am Angela Thomas Smith. I'm the founder of AALAC, which is the African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign. I'm also the CEO of Aspiring Authors Magazine, where my desire is to bridge the gap between brown authors all over this world and to touch on topics that's affecting our brown community that people don't want to talk about. So that's what I'm tasked to do, and through those platforms, I'm tasked to bring awareness to these people that I labor amongst and those that are amongst the things that I do. So today, I have an amazing individual that has been supporting my platform for a while. Not only do she support my platform, but she support other platforms as what while she's building her own brand and building her own platform. And definitely a leader in her own rights. Definitely leading by example and showing other people how they too can be a supporter while building. So with that being said, I want to bring up my friend, my sister, my big sister. Even though she's little in stature, she's older than I am, and I give respect where respect is due. So I'm gonna move out the way, and I'm gonna bring up this amazing lady and give her opportunity to share with you guys just a little bit about who she is, what she's doing, and how you can connect with her.
Hi,
Hello, hello, hello. How are you?
how are you? Hi, my name is Diana Hill, and I hail from Philadelphia, PA. And I can be reached on Facebook. I can be reached on Instagram, Diana Hill 2371. Um, what I'm doing right now is I'm in the process of getting a book published that I written. It should be published by the beginning of this year. It's a 30-day devotional called the 30-day women's devotional. And also at the same time, on October the 13th, I just became a certified life coach, which included me being a spiritual life coach and a purpose driven life coach. And I'm taking a course up in to be a transformative life coach and combining all three of them together. um, I have a Facebook group called The Everyday Woman too. So this is more than a movement. This all started when God told me to write a devotional when I was overcoming COVID in April. So I didn't know how to do it. I knew I've been in a couple collaborations, but I never actually wrote a whole entire devotional. So that was new to me. Then in the process of that, I remember coming to Angela and I remember asking Angela, I want to do something more with this book. So she said to start a group. So I took her advice because I everywhere Angela goes, I go because she's ahead of me and I know that she will never give me bad advice. So I can call her on anything, especially when it comes to be writing a book. So then in that process, the same particular day, I got the aha moment to go to school to be a coach. And the thing is, I've been in women groups for a very long time, and I've been coaching women individually, not coaching them, but giving them the best advice that I could give them for a very long time. So I said, you know what? I need to take this and make this into a practice and get my certification in this. And that's basically where I'm at right now. Um, God is looking up to me. He's doing wonderful things in my life right now. And I'm in the process of putting my coaching program together. And that's an amazing feat as well.
Wow. So I'm listening to you, and it just what you said. You was doing it anyway, and that's a lot of us. We don't realize what skills we have and what we're doing, and then how he just dropped in your spirit, the everyday woman. You're doing it already every day. So it just confirmation that you're moving where he wants you to move, because that
Absolutely.
alone, it just confirms what he dropped in your spirit, and how he lined that up. He just dropped that in my spirit. I don't know if you resonated that with that, but you were already doing it. You was doing it every day. People were coming to you every day, and these were everyday women that
Every
were
day.
coming to you. Everyday women, people that we see every day, people that we're amongst every day, that wanted your advice, that needed your advice, that thought you had something that could pour into them, that could uplift them, that can encourage them, that could take them to that next level. So it's just him just taking that gift that he placed on the inside of you and just bringing it up out of you and allowing it to make room for you, because his words say your gifts,
Will
he will
make
make
room.
room. He'll make room for them, and they will make room for you. See, we often get confused over in Jeremiah 1:5 when they say we supposed to prophesy and we're gonna be prophets to the nation. See, people get that prophet. They did the concept of that wrong, because they think you're supposed to be speaking blessings over people and just speaking, but your action speaks too. And if you allow those gifts that he's placed on the inside of you to begin to work, they begin to speak for themselves because they become action. And that's what you did. You just allowed what was already in you, what you had already been using, what you already been doing every day, every day. See, he just reminding you who he is and what he'll do.
Yes.
See, COVID allowed you an opportunity. See, he had you. He knew you was gonna get through COVID. Yeah. But see, he just had to allow you to go through it so that there could be another experience that you experience, so that you can share a testimony
And that is a
of how you
testimony.
overcame. Because if you didn't have that test, you wouldn't be able to share the moment of overcoming. See, people
Mm,
don't realize that. If you don't go through nothing, you can't tell nobody about nothing.
yeah.
See, he said he put the power's already in us. It's us tapping into all those things that he's given. Everything that you can want or desire is already in you. It's you tapping into him so that he can
Amen.
open your eyes and your ears so that you'll be able to see past this natural. Because see, we get so confused and we get so sidetracked about the natural, not knowing that that's what the enemy's supposed to do, is to keep us distracted, to keep us off point, so that we can't operate in the spirit, so that we won't hear from him, so that we can miss out on what he's doing in our lives. That's what people get sidetracked. They look at the next person and see what the next person is doing, and then they forget about what he's called you to do and what's on the inside of you. See, he everyday woman. Hmm. You've been doing it every day. It was already in you. So he just had to stir it up and shake it up in you and say, okay, now you can do this.
And I didn't know it was going to turn into a movement.
No, we
The
don't
moment
never know. Eh,
I said yes to the Lord. And He said, if you obey me, I will promise you that is going to be successful, not knowing that it was going to turn into a movement, because this is exactly what it is.
And if
I'm
you look back
scared and
over your life,
excited at the same time.
but if you look back, I can guarantee you that you can see it when he first dropped it in your spirit, because this been dropped in your spirit.
It did. It did.
It's been dropped in your spirit, and you just didn't want to move on it because of fear. And that's what we do. We look at what everybody else doing, and we think that they're doing it better than us, or they're more qualified than us, or they got more education, they got more this, they got more that, and we just think we not on their level yet.
And it's funny because my publisher Ben told me, I think back in 2019, she said, but she was telling me about a different platform. She was telling me that I needed to be a coach for the married folk. And I brushed her off. I was like, I don't see it, because I have a group for women, and I wrote a book on marriage, but I didn't see me being a coach, period. But she did. Victoria Sheffield did. Yes, she did, and that was back in 2019. That's when I really first start reaching out to me and you, and I start being in collaboration books with you and a couple of other people, but I still didn't see that gift inside of me. And what I do know is you're not affirmed, other people affirm you. And I was affirmed back then, and then you affirmed me again a few months ago.
And so he had to put you in the midst of people that you can see yourself, and you can see that you have that's on the inside of you. He's giving you a gift, everyday woman, things that we experience every day.
Every day.
And people think that we don't have a voice, and we think that maybe we're the only person that's experiencing this, but you never know what the next person is experiencing. So
Mm-hmm.
I definitely thank you. I thank you for stepping out on faith and really trusting in that's on the inside of you, because
Yeah.
I tell you, this journey I know has not been easy. I remember when we first I think I did my first interview with you on Sador Radio, when I was over on Sador Radio, and I think you were in the midst of remodeling your home at that time. And since then, I know that you lost your home. You suffered COVID. I mean, not only did you lose your home, you lost everything that was in your home and completely had to start over. A lot of people, and then in the midst of a pandemic where things have been really, really rough for a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
um, yet you smile, yet you
Mm-hmm.
press,
Yes.
yet you stand.
Yes.
So I know that this is definitely ordained.
Absolutely.
So I want you to share with those that are tuned in. I know you shared that you were on Facebook. Um, are you on any other social media sites? And how can they purchase your books? Um,
Um, one of my books, my first book, you can find me on lulu.com. It's called Marriage to Life's Journey, and it's also on somewhere on Amazon, and is in Kindle. I'm also on Instagram 2371 Diana Hill, and that's where you can find me at. I'm going to be on LinkedIn soon. So God is just showing me different platforms that I never thought that I would need. But every season that you begin in, you had to add more. So where I'm at in this season, especially as a coach, I had to put myself out there, and God is sending me new people. So let me just tell you this. In the Old Testament, the Lord talk about time and season. and he talks about time and seasons, and ever since 2017, seasons have changed in my life, and every season that has changed in my life, God had brought me new people. So I'm being on different platforms with different people. Like even now, in this season in my life, God is showing me to be in certain coaching groups in Facebook that can even take me on another level, like a 5-day program or a 10-day program to lift me up. And I know that I still need coaching. I do have a magnificent coach, but I know I need more. And I know in the future, one of the coaches that I will need, um, um, first of all, what people don't understand, when you branded your business, you're going to pay. I
True.
learned that from you. Didn't understand it at first. It took me a minute because I remember you telling me, well, Diana, I mean, I don't know what to tell you, but this is what this is, and this is what that is. And I had to really learn that as I continued my journey years ago. So
And
now,
that's just like with ministry. You know you have to pay your tithes. And you know that seed that you're sowing, you know that when you go to the Father, you know because you've done what you've done, He gonna bless you. And that's what He said.
yes,
So you sowing into yourself. So you all you do you
absolutely.
when you sowing into yourself, with who you sowing into? You sowing into the Father. You sowing into that's in you.
Right.
He in you. He's connecting you. He's allowing all of this. So you giving back to Him. You letting Him know that you appreciate the vision. You appreciate the opportunity to be on this journey because now He's giving you the vision. Now you sowing into the vision that He's giving you. And when you sow into the vision that He's giving you, what He do? He continuously open doors. If you don't sow into yourself, who else gonna sow into you?
Nobody.
That's what I keep telling people. We got our hands out. We thinking something from the drop out the sky. We thinking that white horse gonna ride down because we standing on Psalms 1 and 21. Look to the hills from which your help coming. Yeah, He say look to the hills from which your help coming. But that don't mean He gonna jump out the sky, because if you go over and you read and you read between the lines and you get an understanding and you break that thing down, you your help.
And guess what? I know
Hmm.
one day I'm going to have my own conference. I don't know how, but I'm giving it to you first. The
It ain't for
Everyday
you.
Woman.
It ain't for you to know how. It's just for you to
But
say that you're going to do it and
I'm
for you
going to
to
have
move
my
on
own
it,
women's
and
conference.
it's going to happen. Stop saying, stop putting the ifs in there, in the what
I
ifs.
am going to have my own the Everyday Woman conference. I am going to have it one day.
So we look forward to the conference. I look forward to you coming back and sharing with us. Definitely would love to be a part of that. I love sharing. So definitely would love to be a part of that. Um, I want to thank you for just stepping out on faith and trusting in
Thank you.
yourself and believing in you,
Thank
because
you
that's
so
what it's
much.
all about. Being an example for those that we are around every day. And you're just trying to reach the everyday person, the everyday woman, that woman that thinks because she goes to a 9 to 5 that she can't go back to school or she
Or
can't
the
pursue
woman
other
that
things,
suffers self-esteem issues, because we all have esteem issues.
or
Every
that
single
person that may be dealing with depression, that person
depression,
that may be
suicide,
dealing with mental illness in whatever
mental
form
illness.
that it comes in.
Absolutely, absolutely. And
We deal with so
basically,
much.
that's what my devotional is about. And some of the topics that I have, I speak on love, joy, and happiness, but I also touch base on suicide. I also touch base on domestic violence. I also touch base on the hardcore stuff, the esteem issues that we deal with every single day. I also deal with depression. It's so much that's in that little devotional that's going to reach the everyday woman because we all deal with it. I might not have dealt with suicide, but I know others that have tried to commit suicide, but God gave them a second chance. I never had depression. Well, yes, I did. This time last year, I was in depression and didn't know it. I was writing two devotionals at the same time, this time last year. And I remember trying to give up. And I remember you kept pressing me. Do you remember that?
Hmm.
You kept pressing me. You was the one that kept pressing me. But I didn't realize I was in that state of depression until I got out the state of depression early this year.
Look at God.
But I kept pushing and I did them devotionals. I mean, I was crying through them, dealing with so much in my mind, basically from the loss of the house. But the blessing of that is I have a roof over my head. Even though I lost my house, I have a roof over my head. I have food to eat. I have heat, hot water, electricity. I'm not from pillar to post. I have a stable home. Well, this is my home until I move back home. I don't have to be worried about being put out. I'm living in a beautiful apartment that I made for myself. So I take everything. I count it all joy in everything that God gives me, even in this season, because this is still a new season that I'm living in. But God is blessing me in this season. And like I said, He told me, you write this book, I'm going to bless you beyond compare. I was crazy enough to say, yes, Lord. And
He
I
just
was in
wants you to keep
pain.
showing up. He just wants you to keep showing up. He said, if you show up, I'll bless you. Because over in Exodus 4 and 9, he said, we may not have the words, and I'm paraphrasing this. You may not have the words to say, but if you open your mouth, if you say, yes, Lord, and open your mouth, he'll speak for you. I'm a witness of it.
My
Because
God.
I'm not a theologian. I don't know scripture like that.
Me
But
neither.
I can tell you one thing. If I open my mouth, he gonna say what he wanna say. But
Yeah.
he said, if you be willing. If you
That's
be willing, if you say I'll go, go. He'll show you where to go. All you got to do is show up. He says, show up and I'll bless you. Show up and I'll show out through you. But you got to show up first. But see, we get so sidetracked. We allow everything. I could have gave up. I could have gave up. Yet last week I could have gave up. I could have threw in the towels. I said, forget it. Forget this. I
Oh, and
could have
I'm
fell
so
into
sorry for
depression.
your
I could have
loss.
fell into all of that.
I'm
But I
so
know the
sorry for
mission.
your loss too. That was a major loss.
I know the mission that I'm on. I know what I've been called to, and I know what my cousin, my brother, my best friend would want me to do.
Yes,
I
yes.
know what he would want me to do, and I sit here. I cry. I've cried days before I even come on. I was crying this morning. It ain't no secret, but I'm gonna cry until I can't cry no more, until I'm healed all the way. But there's certain things that I had to do to release him so
Yeah,
that I could heal. So, but his aunt said one thing to me at the funeral. And this lady had a stroke and she was in a wheelchair. And she told whoever was rolling her in the wheelchair to push her over to me. And she said, Angela, she said, Tony loved you. She said, you was his little sister. I said, I know, Aunt Swerve. And I call her my aunt, and she's really not even my aunt. And I told her I love her. And I'm going to stay in contact with that lady because we used to go see her all the time. That was my brother. That hurt. And people say, how can you say it's different? See, with my dad and my brother was a quad. He was a quadriplegic. He had been suffering for 20 years. So when he transitioned on December the 13th, 2020, I was at peace. My soul was at ease on that Friday when they called me and told me he wasn't doing well. All I had to do was ask two people, was they okay? And when they said they was okay, my soul was okay. Because I knew how long my brother had suffered. My brother didn't have to worry about nobody stretching his head for him no more. He had to worry about nobody pressing him in his stomach to cough no more. He didn't have to worry about that because he had his new body. He could run again. He could jump again. He could shout. He could holler if he wanted to. So I was at peace. And then when my daddy transitioned, the day before Mother's Day in 2019, people say, how did you keep pressing? How did you go on? See, I watched my mama transition 12 days after my 16th birthday. See, people don't understand. I've been on this journey for a long time, but I didn't understand it. But as I look back now, I see because he opened my eyes. See, when we come in this world, we're blind. We have to be drawn. We have to be pulled, and we have to allow him to connect to us.
We got to
But
be
if you're
transformed.
not willing, but you got to be willing, and it's got to be in your heart.
Yes.
See, we can say we want to do this all day long, and we can do all kinds of stuff. But if it's not in your heart and you're not willing, see, it's a sacrifice. And it's a sacrifice because I'm gonna tell you, I ain't always been saved because I don't been out there in the world, so I don't experience.
Oh, Angela. Hallelujah. On that note, I have not always been saved. I had seasons of discord and seasons of discord, and God is still transforming my mind. We had to be transformed every single day
But
because
that's
our
all about you
flesh.
wanting to renew and allow Him to renew you and reset you. See, it's stuff that's in you that you don't even know that's in you that's been passed down from generation to generation to generation because of the bondage that we've been through. See, people don't understand that slavery, those 450 years, those things hurt, those things stuck, those things kept coming down. But this generation here, it stops. It stops right here. With me, it stops right here. It
It
will not
stops
go,
right here.
it will not go any further. So all that stuff that the enemy thought that he had set up in my bloodline, it stops with me.
It
I
stops with
came to
me.
serve him notice. And anybody that's connected to me, I'm letting them know. I will not
Amen.
back down. I will not back down. Genesis 13, 15, and 14 is for you. And if you don't understand it, go over and read it. Ask him to tell you. Ask him to reveal it to you. I ain't got to tell you if it don't fit you, then oh well. Then it's not for you. But I'm telling you, this is your season. All that you suffer. If you go back and you read the word, see, we read the word and we don't put ourselves in it. Because it say Paul or it say David or it say Joseph or it say Mary or whoever it say. But you got to put yourself in that place so you can see. So you can understand what they went through. So you can see that it was for you. That this is for what you're going through now. See, because we evolve and we grow and we develop, of course, it's not going to still be 500,000 years ago. Because now we got cars, we got stuff, we don't evolve, we got the internet, we got all this new stuff. But just because you got to still apply it, read between the lines. He said he give you wisdom. All you got to do is ask. He'll show you the way.
Amen.
I ain't always knew the way, but he'll take the blinders off. See, we come into this world blind in the spirit, but we can see in the natural. But he wants you to be able to see past the natural into the spirit. You got to be willing to allow him to open up that third eye so you can see past all that. Open up that inner ear so you can hear from him and stop hearing from all of this outside influence.
All that noise. All that noise.
Because
You
that's
gotta
what it
shut
is.
that
And it ain't
noise.
nothing but distractions. And it don't do nothing but clog up all that noise that you hear. It don't do nothing but clog up so you can't get to the inner ear. So you get clogged up in the little hairs and the little stuff right there. And that's all that noise. So when he trying to
Mhm.
speak to you, when he trying to get down in the inside of you to speak to your soul,
To
he
my
can't do it.
core,
He can't
absolutely.
do it
You
because
can't
it's
do it.
clogged up right here from the noise. Separate yourself. He already told you that.
Yes,
He
he
said
did.
you are called. That's why you can't give up. That's why stuff keep pulling you down. You keep falling. Every time you fall, you get back up. That's the wheel and the wheel and the wheel that turn on the inside of you. That's him. And you don't understand because you're not connected. So you keep wanting. The question is, we keep saying, "Why me, God?
Why
Why I keep
not?
falling? Why I can't do this?" But they don't never say, "Why not me?"
Why not
And
me?
that should be the question. But we shouldn't even. We should be at a point now where we shouldn't even be asking. We shouldn't even be questioning nothing. We should just be praising them and giving them glory and being grateful. But we're not doing that.
Listen, surviving COVID and all that, the underlying issues that I deal with, as having diabetes, being asthmatic, and having a thyroid disorder, all three of them are issues that for a lot of COVID that had COVID made them not live. And God thought that I was worth saving when I thought I was going to die in a hospital. But He saved my life, and that changed my whole trajectory of thinking in life, period. I'm telling you, if you allow God to use you, God will use you in such a magnificent way that you don't understand, but you gotta allow God to use you, and you had to be willing to say yes to His word. You had to be willing to put everything in your yes. You can have fear, but you still must do it fearfully. But you have to understand that we are wonderfully made in His image of the Lord anyway. I don't know how much more that I have to give, but like I said, my name is Diana Hill. I could be found on Facebook. I could be found on Instagram, Diana Hill 2371. Um, my book that was published in 2018 can be found on lulu.com. My 30-day devotional will be my 30-day devotional will be done by the beginning of the year before the first quarter is over. Um, my coaching practice program will be launched real soon. And I'm going to be doing a podcast, and that's going to be launched real soon too. So that's the basic thing of my movement that I'm in, because the everyday woman, it's more than a book, it's more than coaching practices, it's a movement. So keep in mind that I am blessed. I am a blessed woman of God that continue on striving to transform my mind every single day.
Wow. Wow. Like, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Whew. So we was just talking about, like, that was my cousin's mom. She called to thank me for sharing a poem. I wrote a poem for my cousin because my cousin meant that just that much to me. And the
Mhm.
poem was entitled Pain because when you know God deal with me with words.
Yes, he does.
And he broke that
The
word pain.
acronyms, your acronyms.
And pain was push. The P is push, the A is angel, the I is illuminating light, and the N stands for now what. So he dropped in my spirit that I had to push past this because I had to understand. I tell people all the time that we're passing through here. Somebody got mad at me a couple of weeks ago because I posted on Facebook that our kids were loaned to us. But if you really want to understand and truly want to believe and know for real, everything here is on loan. None of this belongs to us. If he say he want to take it all back tomorrow, it's got to go. And what are we? Nothing but a spirit. So if your spirit ain't right, I'm challenging you to get it right. Because that's what's gonna carry on. That's what's gonna go on. That's what's gonna travel on. That's what's gonna be that illuminating light, that angel. Because my cousin is my angel now. He's my guide. He's my illuminating light. Now my brother can rest.
Amen.
And see, we don't understand that this is just part of the process. And we are charged angels. And they have to change guards sometime. My dad was mine for a year. Then my brother took over. And now it's my cousin's turn. Into the next person. Or into my turn. I ain't afraid to talk about death. Because my soul is well. My soul is well. It bothered me because it was just I didn't expect it because I just talked to my cousin, just seen him. But nothing is expected. What is time? What is time? But I can take this a whole nother direction, and I don't want to do this because this is about you.
That's
I
okay.
thank you for all that you are doing. You're doing some amazing things. Excited about your new endeavors. Can't wait till you launch your coaching program. Welcome to the world. Um, I've been a life certified coach now for going on 2 years. Haven't really done anything with it. I just made it official because I've been doing it.
And I knew that you was because you told me, but the other day was the first time I actually heard you talk about, because you don't talk about that part of you. I already knew you was a life coach from years ago. You've been told me that, but it was kept secret from everybody. And just 2 days ago, when I saw you post that, I said, I'm so very happy that she finally went public with it because, only like you said, only a select few knew about it, and that was only through conversation. You never made it public. So now I'm thanking God for all the endeavors that He's going to bring to you in your coaching practice
Right.
and your coaching program. I'm just so thankful that, but you know what? It's all about a season.
See?
God had to hide you for a couple years. He hid you. Yes, you did become that life coach, but he said, I'm not ready for you to be in the world. Yes, you are certified. Yes, you have your certifications. But in this season, right now, in this dispensation in life, God says, I'm going to bring you forward.
Hmm.
So he's bringing you in another level. So I don't know if you have the name of your coaching practice. I don't know if you have your program put together, but now's the time to put that program together. And I need you to launch that program.
Right.
I need that program to be launched. I
Amen.
need it to be launched by the beginning of next year.
Amen. I receive in the name of Jesus.
You know, we all had to have somebody to lift us up. People think, oh, I don't need nobody. We can't go from step A to step B without being affirmed. That's first of all. You don't affirm yourself. It's other people that affirm you. And I had to learn that down through the years. And you always need somebody else to bring you to the next level. You never go to the next level by yourself. Sometimes it's a whole tribe of a person here, a person there, and a person everywhere. But in a combination of all of them people just bringing forth in your life, it's going to come to one big transformation.
Amen.
season after season, there has to be some type of transformation.
Exactly. So I definitely I want to thank you for stopping by once again. I truly have enjoyed this. Before you go again, please, because we've been on for about 40 minutes, I want to remind everybody how they can follow you, how they can support you. So please share with them one more time your links.
Like I said, my name is Diana Hill. I could be found on Facebook. I could be found on Instagram, Diana Hill 2371. I have a few Facebook groups. One is called the Everyday Woman. So if anybody want to join that group, you can join that group. I have a prayer Facebook group called the Power of the Praying Person. And I also have marriage group as well. So
Okay.
I'm on a few different platforms that you could find me under.
And that's what we do. So I'm sure if you see me somewhere, she's not too far behind. That's what we do. We tend to hang in the same circles. We
Yes,
try to
we do.
support, network. That's what it's all about because we're trying to get back to that village mentality, and we're trying to get back to showing people, and
Oh,
not just saying it, but showing people.
and guess what? I don't know if you know or not. I was nominated for the Influence Woman from She Is Her International with Dr. Gervais.
Dr. Dejeron.
Yes.
Dr. Zorn.
I didn't I saw it. I was like, "Oh my God, who nominated me?" So that goes to show you the people that you may not even see on Facebook every day, they the ones that be watching you. They'd be the ones that's watching you behind the scenes and everything. Somebody nominated me. That's a prestigious award. I
And
don't
people have
even
to
care.
understand also that every time you post something publicly on Facebook, it just don't go to Facebook. It goes everywhere that has a search engine. So when you post something that says public, that means it is public. So make sure that you are being a good influencer and not a bad influencer because all that stuff
Amen.
that you post public goes public. So if somebody go to Google and Google you, they can Google and your Facebook stuff may pop up. Something you don't post it on Facebook. Ain't something somebody told me, something that I've seen myself. I Google myself often because I want to see what kind of trail I'm leaving.
Okay.
And that's what you got to do. Check yourself. That's what I say. Have you checked yourself lately?
No, I haven't, but guess what? I will be doing that today. But just to be honored, that showed me. I don't care if I don't never win, but that's a prestigious award just to be honored.
Never know who's watching. That's what I tell you. Influencer of the year. I got
influence
nominated
women of
too. I Am Her International is the name of our group. It is I Am Her
yes.
International. And it's Desiree Zorn, Apostle, Doctor. She is one of my spiritual moms. She's been mentoring me for a while. I think we crossed paths in 2016 when I originally launched AALAC. So yeah, we've been in the midst of each other for a while. Actually, I don't know if you know Erica Quinn, um,
Oh my goodness, what God is
Colorado.
doing with her, what God is doing with Erica Quinn
I've been knowing
is
Erica.
is just
Erica,
amazing.
Erica's been like I say, Erica too have been a part of the platform. We all cross paths, and actually, I'm just gonna show y'all how good God is because you never know. You have to know who
He
you
brought
labor.
her from one
You
place to
have to
win.
you have to know who you labor amongst. That's why I say you have to know who you labor amongst. I know her. I've been knowing her for years since 2016. This young lady
Mm,
put
mm,
together
mm.
a program for AALAC. Um, we all was gonna fly out to Colorado. A lot of us was going out. Matter of fact, the program went on even though I was in the hospital. They made sure the program went on. They FaceTimed me. They did a lot of different stuff. Dr. Zorn flew out, and they made sure that this took place. Um, So I know what they do. I know what they're capable of. I know the type. That's why I say you got to know who you labor amongst. And that's why it's very important that we create this directory. And I just want to throw a plug in there for Pastor Tamala Lucas.
Oh
Please, if
my
y'all are
goodness.
not connected with her, please get connected with
I'm
her.
connected with
So
her. I'm helping her put that together.
so that you guys can be a part of that amazing project. We're gonna be doing it through Aspiring Authors Magazine. She is overseer of that project. God just dropped it in my spirit, but it was not for me to do. It was for me to give another person an opportunity to have their hands in something
And
and
you
allow
know
them an
what,
opportunity to
Angela?
give back.
Do you remember this been around for a while? Nobody responded. But then when Facebook shut down, that very next day, everybody that had all this stuff that was inside of them, all of a sudden, everything came out of them. You've been talked about this, I want to say about a year ago, but
Okay.
then you didn't talk about it that much. You only touched base with it.
Yeah, because
Now
when
it's up.
I put
Now
stuff
it's
out there and people show that
I
they're not
pay attention.
interested,
Trust me, I pay attention. I
no,
was
you
like,
need to
this.
keep going.
I
I
said,
stop.
some people don't even remember she talked about it, but none of us responded.
And I
And
tell
then
people
when
all the time,
Facebook
you
shut
never know what
down,
it exactly. So that's why I keep telling people the importance of networking, collaborating, and partnering, and coming from social media because we don't know the state of social media. These people can say, because if y'all know and follow people in Africa, y'all know that these people can cut internet off when they want to. They can cut power off when they want to. They can cause a blackout when they want to. So, hey, who's to say we're gonna be able to connect with each other if we don't know how to pick up a paper and a pen and put something in the mail and get it in the mail, or if we don't know how to get in our car and drive to the people, if we don't know how to say, okay, let me go look at this map and figure out how to get to this address that's in this book. We got to get back to those things that built this that we in now. See, when the phones come out, we forgot to memorize numbers
oh
because I
my
remember my
goodness,
process of
yes.
memorizing numbers because I used to memorize zip codes. So I used, if it was a 404 number, I used to say four and then the number. But now I can't. I don't even remember. I know if my phone go out, I'm looking crazy because I can't call nobody. My sister said you better start writing them numbers down. No, I said no. I need to start memorizing stuff. I need to practice memorizing, but we don't memorize nothing no more. They don't stop teaching kids how to write in cursive. They don't change the regular ad. All this millennial ad and this stuff, all that extra stuff. Why you got to go through all that when you could just say 1 plus 1 is 1? 12 plus 12 is 24. Why you got to go through all them extra steps to get to 24? I'm just saying.
You right.
I know y'all want the babies to think, but we thought back then because we could memorize numbers, but y'all got these babies coming out the womb, knowing how to use tablets, knowing how to use phones, knowing how to
Yeah,
use
I mean,
computers.
coming out the womb at 8 months, they talk
Why?
about some.
You
They
know
on
why?
your phone
But you know
at
why?
8 months. She be
But
like,
you
where
know
did
why?
she learn that?
I Why? Because her mama was probably like this the whole time on the
Yeah.
phone. Because when I'm telling you, I was in a park and this child was screaming to the top of their lungs because a child was had a mask on and was scaring this baby. The mama was in her phone, so she didn't know that was her child hollering. She thought it was somebody else. You don't hear your child hollering because you two in the phone. You don't even hear your child. That's where we at now. We be so consumed in everything else, we don't even be worrying about. But that's why them babies know all that stuff. But I'm gonna get out of here. I have enjoyed this. Thank you. Make sure when you launch that program and when you get anything new that you stop by and share with us. I think you're supposed to be in one of the magazines that are coming out soon.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely look forward to sharing that as well. So
Okay.
thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for having me always.
And I want to thank you guys for stopping by once again for Up Close and Personal with Angela. I tell you, if you have enjoyed these videos and getting to know these amazing people across the world, I want you guys to share these lives. Tag somebody, invite somebody to come by the L3 Movement page and connect with these amazing individuals. These videos are listed under the video section on the page. You can just scroll through and look at them at your leisure. I'm telling you, you would be blessed by some of these amazing people. Like always, I love you guys, and there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. If you can, tune in tonight. Hopefully, Marcus have all those technical issues worked out, and he'll be able to come live with us on tonight. I'm excited. I'm excited. I love you guys. Talk to you soon.